just start with something very simple.
Okay.
We'll just start with say and spell your name.
My name is Nick Pierre. Well, first and last?
Yeah.
Okay. Nickpierre.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you went by Nick or Nicholas. I kind of had both in my head, so I was
Yeah.
like, do I act like your mom and call you Nicholas, or do I just call you Nick?
Yeah.
All these
Nick
years,
is
I just
fine.
didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up, Nick?
Yeah, growing up in Lafayette was nice. I would have, get suggestions like regular childhood growing up, went to St. Leo. I enjoyed the mixed company.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up Baptist, but I went to a Catholic school, so it was
Yeah.
always an interesting contrast between the students and the people I've met
Right.
there.
Right. I was Baptist also in
Yeah.
in a Catholic city, so I definitely understand.
It's kind of a little weird.
It's and then if you marry Catholic, it gets
Yeah,
really
it's funny.
interesting.
My dad is Catholic and my mom is Baptist.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, do I really want to get up at 6 a.m. and go to,
Right.
go to mass, or do I stay in church 4 hours at a Baptist? It's,
Which one?
yeah.
So do you identify with one
Baptist.
more than okay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Yeah, but I appreciate my mom and my parents giving me, the free range to make the decision for myself.
Definitely. So where did life take you after St. Leo?
I ended up going to Northside. All my friends were going to Turlings, but my mom happened to work at Northside. Still does, 25 years now.
Nice.
Yeah, so decided to go public school. Best decision of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I guess because I took such a risk, such a huge leap, because I knew no one there.
Oh yeah.
And going from a predominantly white school to predominantly black school was two completely different cultures.
Sure.
But it was,
Sure.
and then going to UL is kind of getting that in between. So I feel like I had a balance of of a gumbo, if you will,
There you go.
of different
Always.
cultures.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So at UL, what was your passion? What were you into at UL? How did you occupy your time there?
It's funny. Well, I majored in broadcasting, and on the side, I had a blog for local musicians and local music between Lafayette, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans, and that kind of grew into something else. I had the opportunity to interview two recording artists for Atlantic Records through the blog, just because I was one of the only blogs in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much my first passion, just getting to interview artists one-on-one,
Nice.
letting them tell their stories. I always kind of had a passion for storytelling.
So which artist did you interview? Have to be
DJ
nosy?
Drama.
Okay.
Yeah, and this, what's the other group? Hamilton Park, it was an R&B group. And They
Yeah.
had maybe one single. They were doing like a promo tour.
Yeah.
I don't think they're even still doing anything now, but it was just being 22 at the time.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I thought I was gonna.
Yeah. You were ready to take on the
I
world.
was full-time, quit school,
Oh.
interview artists for full
Yeah.
time, but
Yeah.
it didn't quite work out like that.
So do you enjoy writing then? You said you have a blog.
A little bit, more so on the video side.
Gotcha.
Just kind of like what we're doing now, just letting the camera roll and letting the story the artists tell their own story.
Awesome. I like it. There we
Yeah.
go. So I'm going to swing, I'm going to stay in the tech world, if you will, and talk about AOC just for a second. But how did you get involved with AOC?
Well, I found out that AOC was shooting for a festival, and it's always been one of my dreams to shoot for a festival, either locally or, bigger. So once I found out that you guys were shooting for a festival international, I hopped right in. I've been volunteering 4 years now.
I think it's almost 5 because you were,
Yeah.
It's been a while. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your first impression of AOC then, since you
I had no clue all this existed. If I knew then what I knew now, who knows, like even with the blogging or like just all the gear and that at free access, well, not free access, but
practically,
yeah. Just the access to so much equipment, whether it be the tech lab, whether it be the podcasting lab, editing, videos, lighting, things that up and coming like videographers or people that are trying to get into media, these are expensive equipment that you can't just pick up and try. Then you also have the resources to actually help us learn it. It's great.
Awesome. We think so too.
Yeah.
So what surprised you most? I know that was a little bit shocking to you to see all of this, but is there anything else that surprised you about AOC?
The size, that y'all have your own TV studio, and most of the gear, like y'all have very state-of-the-art gear.
We try to.
Yeah.
So now that you've had some time at AOC and you've obviously worked on a project of your own in the past, do you have a dream project that you'd like to work on?
Well, currently picking up where my blog left off and interviewing
Nice.
artists with a podcast. That's the
Great.
cool thing to see where media has gone to, where you don't necessarily have to have much, you know. So just having a mic and someone to tell a story.
Nice. That's all you need, a mic and a story.
That's it.
Nice. All right. Well, now that we're done talking about AOC, what are you looking forward to for the rest of the year?
Rest of the year? Just in retrospect? Or?
Yeah, just in life. What's typically we had asked this at the beginning of 2017 for our previous interviewers, but you know, it's still a good question even though there's, 4 months left in the year.
Rest of 2017.
Yeah. Any big goals besides the podcast is what it sounds like?
Continue to live and learn. I know it sounds real.
No.
You know, I don't know.
Some people lose that, so that's good to hear. You know, some people.
Absolutely. I think continue learning from others, learning from experiences, honing on my crafts, and just I think it's important too to be comfortable in your own skin. You know, there's some things that we might not like about ourselves, but you know, there's some things that you have to face to be able to fix it. Nice. So continue to do that.
Very cool. Good goal. I need that goal too. What are you reading right now?
What am I reading? It's more so just a plethora of like music articles. Nothing like. Well, let's see. The last thing I've read, okay. So I'm a terrible reader. So I pick up. I've been working on maybe 1 to 2 books, maybe a span of 4 years. Because I pick up, I read a couple chapters, I put it down, I get distracted. Sure. So it's between Malcolm X's autobiography, this self-help book titled like things like 5 Key Ways for Effective People or something like that.
Yeah. Is it 7 Habits of?
That's it. Yeah, 7 Habits.
It's a great book.
Effective people. Yeah.
Great book.
Halfway through. Just
That's
put
okay.
it down. Yeah.
You're halfway there.
It's a little less than half, but yeah, those are my 2 books so far.
Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of like you. I'll pick up a book and read a few chapters, and then something else will catch my eye, and I go read that, and then I'll go back.
Technically, I'm reading like 12 books right now.
I get it. Totally get it. Totally get it. So because you're so interested in music, tell me if you had one playlist, let's say you're on Spotify or wherever, you're making your playlist that you can only have one playlist for the rest of your life. Who's on it? Not just one person, but which artists or bands are on it?
Well, if I only had one, it'd have to be somewhat diverse. So I'd probably start with Marvin Gaye just as a foundation. Willie Hutch, I don't know. I feel like I've really honed on a lot of my dad's taste in music, so whether it be funk or soul. So probably some Parliament, James Brown, more modern like Lil Wayne, just for nostalgia purposes. A little alternative, the Black Keys, they have such a great blues. They could almost dabble in like R&B and rock, and also
that would be a
like
great album.
Yeah, just imagine.
That would be good.
Who else? Do I have like a limit or?
Oh no, this is I just want to get a taste of your music, your must-haves.
I really like Anderson .Paak. I think it's Paak or Paak. Anderson .Paak. Yeah. As of late, anyone that can play more than one musician, more than one instrument, I'm a fan of, because I don't know, they're just wired certainly the way they hear music. Gotta have Michael. Michael Jackson. Let's see, a little gospel for Sundays. So probably some Kurt Franklin. Just a dab of some trap music. So probably like 21 Savage. Not a lot because he gets, yeah, he gets rough. Who else? I'm trying to think of who I'm listening to now.
Yeah.
Howling Wolf, a blues
okay.
musician. I don't know how I stumbled on
Yeah.
Howling Wolf, but I've just been listening to him a lot lately. So just to start off in that area,
I like
a little
it.
bit of that.
See where it takes you.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So when you were growing up, what were your favorite books or movies or sports heroes? Any of that? Anything that you just
Growing
kind of
up.
either looked up to or enjoyed or spent your time with?
Growing up, my whole life was like surrounded with Space Jam. So I had the sheets. I had like a fifth birthday party. It was
Yeah.
birthday cake. I had the jerseys, bed sheets, piggy banks. Not DVDs, VHS
Sure,
at the time.
sure.
So
Yeah.
so it was between that and Power Rangers. Those completely ruled my life
That was it.
as a kid.
So
Yeah.
did you want to fly or fight the bad guys?
I don't know. I had a pretty active imagination, so like I collected a ton of toys, and I just kind of let my imagination run wild.
Yeah.
I kind of had my own storylines and
Yeah.
my own plots.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I wish more kids did that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So, as a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I remember one of the first dreams I had. I wanted to be the next Michael Jordan. That didn't work out too well. Then from there, I wanted to be a scientist. It was whatever piqued my interest at that time,
Sure.
wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Wanted to be the best at it.
Nice.
So started off with basketball, science. At one point, I got really into marketing at like 6 years old. Like, who gets into marketing at 6? But,
You must have had a good lemonade stand then.
I wish I had a lemonade stand. But marketing, it took me, I don't even know how I got into broadcasting, honestly. Yeah. It just felt right in college. Nothing else kind of piqued my interest the way broadcasting did. Because I don't know, I enjoyed nonfiction more than fiction because I just felt like that the truth just was more interesting. You know, because this is real lives. This really happened to people.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And back to your storytelling, it's just a natural mechanism to tell a story. So
yeah.
Why not?
I just found it more interesting, the truth.
Is that your motivation still today as an adult? Or, what, I guess, is that something that you're always seeking as an adult?
Like the truth, like to seek the truth?
Yeah, and
well, I try to be honest with people that, yeah, I would say that the truth is definitely, truth in everything. Well, like we said earlier about like storytelling, having that honesty with people, being transparent can touch somebody else's life, can save somebody else's life, or can, get them out of a tough situation. Something you never know, the lesson that you learned might be what somebody's going through right now.
Definitely. So when you were growing up, kind of along those same lines, did you have any mentors in your life that influenced you? Or even still today, have mentors?
Mentors? Yeah. Growing up in church, I was a junior deacon at Good Hope Baptist Church. Bentley Synagogue was over that ministry, and I always appreciated his honesty about being a Christian, living as a Christian at a young age.
Right.
But also he wasn't like a Bible thumper, so it wasn't it wasn't to the point where it was scary or distracting. He was human. He was he had his faults. He was very honest, transparent, but relatable at the same time.
Sounds like a good mentor then.
Yeah.
Especially at that age, yeah. If you could have dinner with 5 famous people from history, who would they be?
Dead or alive?
No, they can be.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone. Or if you know them or don't know them, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Let's see. James Baldwin, Jon Stewart, Paul Mooney. Who else? I'm trying to think of people I've seen a lot. Let's say I said 3 people. Is it a limited or
Like 5-ish.
5-ish?
Yeah. We can always pull up a chair.
Yeah. Who else? Louis Black seems interesting. I feel like I'm picking a lot of comedians.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something about comedians that the way they tell, there's so much truth in comedy. Like it's a twisted way of, sometimes it's a twisted way of how people look at the world, but it's a lot of honesty, like underlying in it.
That's why everyone laughs, because
exactly,
we want to cry.
Exactly. Let's see, who else? I said 4, so what was my last person? Maya Angelou.
Are you a poetry reader or
Some?
or
Yeah, some. Not heavy. I have some friends that are really into poetry, and it just amazes me how they rearrange words and how they can just draw emotions out of a couple lines.
Yeah, it's always been that genre for me that's just so out of reach.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, how did they do that?
Yeah.
Yep. What is your superpower?
My superpower right now?
Right now. I like that answer.
Okay, my superpower. I think my superpower would be service. Be able to help people in need, and to put myself aside, for others. I think that's a good character trait.
Definitely. I wish I had that superpower more
Yeah.
often. Yeah. What's your spirit animal and why?
Spirit animal.
Just because it's fun to ask.
Yeah. I don't be. Well, I mean, I'm a Leo, so I guess a lion, but I don't know. I guess I identify with the loyalty, because if I love you, I'll go to hell and high waters for you. So yeah, lion. I think I'll be a lion.
Yeah, definitely. What's one thing about you that few people know?
One thing
that you want to put on camera.
I want to put on. Yeah, that's an asterisk. I don't know. One thing about me. Can we come back to that one?
Sure.
Yeah, let's come back to that one.
Let's see, what achievement are you most proud of in your life?
My blog. Getting to interview artists, because it was completely out of thin air. It was just an interest that I had, just being procrastinating in school instead of doing my homework, surfing the internet. And once I realized that, it's just some kids with pretty much a website that they learned from MySpace. If you have the time, you can do it too. So, I feel like it taught me consistency, character too, because I mean, it was just me and a couple of my friends. So, if there was a mistake or misspelling words, it was on you. It was on your character. It was on, you couldn't really blame anybody else. And depending on how, you branded yourself or how you reflected on yourself, well, not reflected on how you branded yourself or how you, came across as if people want to work with you or people, want to actually be interviewed or want their music on your website. Yeah.
Those are big lessons for a 22-year-old. Consistency and character. Those are pretty big lessons.
Yeah.
So you're lucky to have learned those at 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What inspires you?
imperfection, because there's always a goal. You can always work towards being better.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. How would you like to be remembered?
I just want to leave, not necessarily a legacy, I just want to be effective.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't have to be a ton of people, but as long as I've helped somebody
Mm-hmm.
or helped a group of people, helped in some kind of way
Mm-hmm.
for generations to come,
Yeah.
I'll be good.
Yeah. And if you use your superpower of service, there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Done. Did you think about something that few people know?
I feel like there's a ton, but just
Yeah.
I have probably one of the most extensive collections of like trap music from 2001 till today.
Yeah.
I don't know. I pride myself in my music collection.
Yeah.
I kind of adopted my father's. Kind of stolen his record collection. So it's between like his stuff and like everything I've had in my laptop since like 2009 to now.
Yeah, that means a lot. Yeah, it says a lot about a person.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So to say, here's my life in
Basically,
music terms.
Yeah, man, music. It's it's bookmarks in people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
It brings back nostalgia. You can remember where you were when certain songs came out, when you first heard a certain album.
Yeah. Yeah. And replayed it over and over.
Over and over and relive those moments. Yeah.
It's true. All right, one last question.
Okay.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words. Sure, I'll do it.
Oh.
That's
It could be
words.
I'll.
Yeah, sure.
That's
Like,
3
yeah.
words.
Sure,
I
I'll
like
do
it. So it's a sentence. I
Yeah.
like it. 3 words. Does that mean you're you're ambitious and want to try everything?
Well, that's the thing. Well, it's whether it's something that you want to do or not. It depends on how you're. It all depends on your outlook. So if I'm given a task, that means either somebody thinks of me enough to complete it, or they trust me enough to do it, or they like my work enough for me to do it. So,
Sure.
yeah,
Nice.
I'll take it as a compliment.
As you should. There you go.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good job. You survived.
Yeah, I survived.
Nice.